What's going on, everyone? It's time to do another Universal Classic Monsters film review. Yeah, so I've been doing these quite a bit recently, and today we're going to continue on with the Invisible Man franchise of that era. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about the Invisible Man Returns. It was released by Universal January 12th, 1940. It was written by Lester Cole and Kurt Sidomak. Produced by Ken Goldsmith and directed by Joe May. He's also done films like Mysteries of India, Part 1 and 2, Ashpalt, Veritas Vicant, and Hidden Warren and Beth, and some other films. He was more like a drama film director, but he decided to go into the more sci-fi horror route with The Invisible Man Returns. This film, basically, you get the Invisible Man Returns, and he goes on another insane rampage. It's sort of like the same premise, just different people trying to catch him in this one, and they definitely up the ante with the special effects. This one, you actually see chicken get eaten off the bone, which still looks great today. And my roommate asked me how they did it, and I couldn't tell him. So, yeah, but yeah, it's somewhat of a rehash I found of it. Without, it's a little more serious tone, but not obviously not as funny. So, but definitely they do a good job. It's still a good cat and mouse game that they play in this film, and it's the characters are a little pretty well developed. There's a lot of good characters in this film, and I really enjoyed that. It's always good to see a lot of good characters in old films. That's where these old movies sort of shine, because a lot of them come from like old stage productions and stuff like that, and that for a while that's how they made movies like that. But then they get more elaborate and then till the way we have them today. But with this one has like an invisible dog and stuff like that, and it's just more amusing, and it was a lot of fun. That with it, it has Vincent Price actually playing the Invisible Man. He does a phenomenal job. He definitely has a more sinister demeanor and stuff in this, which is a little funny and amusing at times, but it can also be a little more sinister. It has a little more darker tones in some scenes too, which is good. It kind of leans more on the thriller side more than anything than the sci-fi horror type stuff that they went for with the first one. And it's almost like a mystery to like who's actually doing it. Is it the Invisible Man? Is it someone else? In that sense, there's an annoying barking dog, but I think that was done intentionally in this. But overall, it's still a pretty decent follow-up. I was pretty impressed with it for a sequel. This is before the term sequel-itis was around, where sequels are just like, get as much, just put out junk and hope for the best. This one, they actually took time and tried to make it as a decent film. And yeah, you can tell it was worth the 8-year wait, probably. It's still a good movie, but it does have its flops. It's a little slow in some scenes, and yeah, just the way it's all wraps up real quick, I found. But overall, it's still a fun watch and definitely an amusing sequel to one of the most iconic movies out there. And yeah, definitely something cool. So if you like The Invisible Man, you should definitely check out The Invisible Man Returns. And yeah, if you like any of these old movies, this one's definitely one you should check out. This was actually my first time watching this one, and I was actually pretty impressed with it. So yeah, I'm going to give The Invisible Man Returns a 4.5, only because it's a little slow and certain characters are a little odd to be in this movie. But for the most part, it's pretty solid still. Definitely way better than one of the next movies we're going to talk about. But yeah, Invisible Man Returns, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. I think that's a reasonable score. So, there's also a trail link down below. Like always, if it sounds like something you're interested in, you can check that out. Also, link down below is my Instagram. That's where I post video clips of the films I'm going to review in the future on my story. There's the film title, hashtag, and subgenre of the film, and a hashtag so you're aware of it. Also, down below is my Letterbox of Derek P. reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the films, too. So follow me on one of those two platforms to stay in loop with this channel. Like this video, share it so more people are aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. And let me know what your favorite Universal Classic Monster film is. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on them. And, yeah. So, also, if you have any films that you want me to do in the future, comment those down below. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. Yeah, so, but that's it for this one. It's just a good sequel. They definitely changed things up a bit, but still kept somewhat of the same narrative of the original, which is definitely what sequels should do. Not go too full-blown out of the water into something totally different. So, but with that, make sure you subscribe. Hopefully we find something weird, obscure, and odd for you to check out together, or so you can hear my opinions on popular films and classic films like this one. Yeah, and make sure you ring that bell, because we're continuing on with the Invisible People films, because in the actual Invisible Man franchise, the next one is The Invisible Woman, which is more of a sci-fi comedy, but it's in this collection, so I'm going to review it. Yeah, hopefully it's not as bad as I hear, but I have my doubts. Yeah, so make sure you ring that bell so you join me on hear my opinions on that one when it comes out. But yeah, that's it for now. So watch out for all those invisible dogs and invisible psychos out there, and I guess I'll see you all in the next one. So until then, cheers.